All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another version of Purpose Driven Pivot. My name is Greg Clay. I am about to jump to an in depth interview with someone that is extremely remarkable.
Oh,
He just did a costume change. He's coming back in a little
yeah.
bit.
Hey, that shirt was too small, Greg. I need a medium, man. I want to do that one.
Hey, Adam, we know you've been working out, man. You know, the Butterly
Nah, man.
Biscuits.
Nah, man.
Say the biscuits go all to the muscle.
That's a better fit right there.
That is
How
a
you doing,
better
Greg?
man, doing good, man, looking good. You say live and direct from the Butterly Studios.
Yeah, man. Right here on the west side. Yep.
Which is the best side. Let us
Yep.
remind folks. But
That's right.
Adam, I'm really grateful for your time today to talk a little bit about yourself, for folks to get to know you better a little bit as the owner of Butterly, what Butterly is, to talk a little bit about your pivots within the business, but the story within the business owner, kind of your narrative around your personal goals and ambitions and things in your journey. This is really, really a conversation for folks to get to know more about you so they can learn more about themselves as well. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense, man.
My man, my man. Well, Adam, let me first say this, man, because you know a lot of conversations that I'm having are with people that I know and I respect, man. This is a true example of the Mays High Westlake connection right here, man. A lot of people don't understand if they're not from Atlanta that Mays High School connection that we have with Westlake folks, man. And you know, it's remarkable to see how people kind of come into their own. You know, my story as it relates to Westlake, man, I've got a lot of good friends that went to school at Westlake, you know, from playing, you know, Sandtown baseball and all of that stuff and all the stories with people that you know as well. It's awesome for us to share our platforms in this way, man. And so, you know, you being from that area and really, Adam, you have a Westlake history that a lot of folks that you know of, but people that don't know you, they know you more as a owner within Butterly. You know, you got a little bit of history over there at Westlake, man, athletic wise.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people.
Tell the folks a little bit about that, man.
Just about the sports. I mean, yeah. I mean, just if you came up in Atlanta, you know, a lot of us, you know, obviously we're very much so into sports. So, you know, baseball, basketball, football, the whole nine. I mean, it was just that really it was great, you know, coming up in Southwest because we had that outlet, you know, as kids, and you can attest to as well. So, you know, basketball was kind of my thing. Played basketball at Westlake, was able to play collegiately at Albany State, and you know, we had some successes at Westlake, you know, state championship.
That's what I want to get to, man. See, listen, man. See, a lot of people don't know this boy is a state championship. You point guard, right, Adam? Point guard? Yes. One of the most important positions on the court, man. This boy been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, long time, and had a lot of great friends over at Mays. I mean, we all, you know, just coming up together. So obviously, a lot of the players at Mays will play, you know, summer ball together, or you know, going to different camps and clinics. I mean, I remember the Morehouse camps down at you know, the Morehouse summer camps. That was the kind of rites of passage that you have to go through, just athletically here at Atlanta. You know, playing AAU ball and all that good stuff. So you were able to meet. You're just able to meet other kids, you know, from around the city. You know, we're all coming together through sports, and even as we're, you know, here now, you know, you should strike up what's, you know, it just keeps everybody. It's just that common factor, I think, for a lot of people. Even if you didn't go and play in the NBA or anything, sport helped bridge a lot of relationships.
And there were a lot of relationships that you are reconnecting with in your business, right? Right.
Yep.
And so when it comes to family life, we know you're married to Candace, recent father, little Eddie. How's family life, man?
Oh man, it's very. I mean, family life is awesome, but obviously, you know, just right now in you know in the state, it's interesting. You know, people. You know, we're learning more about you know each other, more about you know my child. You know, just to you know be quarantining. You know, with each other is you know there are a lot of positives in it as well. You know, we've actually had to stop and you know learn about each other and you know find out new things. So it's been great. It's been great despite what's going on in the world, to be able to. Sometimes you just stop and focus. So just looking at those finer things.
Yeah. And to grow your family underneath, the umbrella of having a very large family. I know you've got how many siblings do you have? It's what,
So
nine, 10?
my mom and dad had 11 kids. I'm one of the 11,
Yeah,
and
one of 11.
one of 11, man. So that's been a blessing in itself. I'm on the top end. I'm number two, and
Yeah.
I felt like with my younger siblings, I felt like I've already raised a family. However, it's still a lot more a lot more responsibility. Shouts out to my mom and dad, because to truly be, being a big brother, being a big sister is a thing, but to actually, have to provide food on the table, that's a different story. So
It is. It
I'm
is.
gaining more and more respect for them every day of them doing it, and them just working through, the trials and everything, and
Yeah.
being able to, they actually empty nesters right now, Greg. We just sent our baby sister off to college. She just went to Kennesaw State. She went
Okay.
last year. She just went back again. But yeah, they're empty nesters right now. So
Okay. Man, isn't
yeah,
it cool to see how Kennesaw State has grown over the years, man? They, as a school, man, as a university, they've transformed.
very much.
With a lot, yeah.
I think a lot of in-state schools are kind of picking up the enrollment. Just a lot of kids are just looking at just costs, right, and
Yeah.
to be able to use some of the state dollars to save a little money. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of a growing trend. It just tells a lot of them are thinking about the future and student loans and all that good stuff. So I think that
Hmm.
plays a part, and a lot of
Yeah.
people staying home.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
When we were coming up, if it wasn't, some of the, I know you went to Albany State. I think about like Fort Valley State. Outside of AUC and Georgia State, it's cool to see schools like Kennesaw State kind of come online, and even athletically, man, they've been growing in a very interesting way. Very
Yeah,
interesting
man.
way. Yeah. Yeah. But we'll talk about sports in another type of angle, man. But back to, the family dynamics, of course, being from a large family and Butterly being a family business, man. Do you ever turn it on and turn it off? Because I can only imagine, Adam, if I was around my family, man, they would not invite me to anything else if we were in business together. Like every single moment, I'll be bringing up all kind of stuff related to the business. Tell us a little bit about that,
Well, as I was telling you, I'm number two. I'm number two out
man.
of 11. I'm at the top end. So I've always just, my role has always been kind of a coach, mentor,
Sure.
um, counselor. So I'm able to use a lot of that, a lot of those, just I'm able to use those relationships and
Sure.
carry it over to the business, even to the business side.
Hmm.
So yeah, so obviously I'm managing a business and working along my brothers and sisters, but I'm able to. I think we make it work just based off those close relationships. So I know what buttons to press and which ones not to press. So it's just about I know my employees. I actually have a heads up of working with family than I do working with someone who's not family, which we will get to. But yeah, I'm enjoying working with family right now and just learning the ins and out before we start bringing other people on.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, man. To be the HR department, along with everything else, man. It's beautiful to even see. I imagine the different roles that you put your family and team members in, man. From from your parents to the youngest, right?
Yeah, man.
But
Yep.
when we push up, man, when Shawnee and I come and enjoy the restaurant, it's awesome to see, man, the tone and the culture that y'all have set. It's almost because I know you're a family guy, you can see that from the customer experience as well, from customer service to this really personable kind of feel with the brand.
Yep. And I
So,
think that's what's important. Well, that's pretty much what we're trying to do. It's more than just selling food, Greg. We want to make you feel good at the end of the day. And so yeah, you're going to feel good eating the biscuit, and you're going to feel good just for the experience, right? So
mhm,
those personal connections, exactly. That's how we survive as a small business, right? Like
mhm,
other than
mhm.
that, like anybody could just give you a biscuit. Anybody could just give you some food, right? So the way the small business owner survives is the relationships. It's those connections that you're actually can touch, and like this. it's just relationship based. So that's how
Yeah.
that's what makes us important for the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah, totally, totally. Well, you can see it through the brand, you can see it through the experience. And if things change, I'll be sure to let you know, man. I'm one of those big customer service guys, and I love biscuits too. So you're right. The bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, man, like it is, y'all got to call that thing something else, man, because it's just too good. I absolutely love it, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
No, no, all good, man. So we talk about before Butterly, right? So before
Okay.
the family business, before we even get into the components of the recipe and things of that nature. Now, don't tell us the secret, but we know that it's a family recipe that's
Okay.
within the brand. But before Adam jumps out and says, "Hey, this is something that I want to do," you, like many other entrepreneurs, you were in a certain space before as a professional. One thing that I realized that we got in common as well, man, that we both got MPAs.
Yep.
I didn't know you had a master's in public administration. I went to the University of Kansas and went out to the Midwest and got that from those guys and came on back. But you got an MPA, you're a practitioner in government. Man, tell us about, what you were the space you were in right before you transitioned to saying, "Hey man, I'm about to jump out and do this with Butler."
Yeah. I actually got my MPA. I was at Troy University. I got my undergraduate at Albany State, political science. Wanted to go up that government track. Got my MPA, then started with Social Security Administration. Social Security Administration. So I worked there. I worked there for 10 years, Greg, and never fully felt fulfilled. And I think a lot of that just had to do about just being amongst the. I just wanted to always I want to be amongst the people, right? I'm just a people person, and just being behind the desk, it never was, really my thing. However, you gotta make a living, you gotta provide shelter, we all have responsibilities. So
Sure.
that was the track that I take and most people take, right?
Mm-hmm.
You asked how I got into Butterly. So I guess the biscuit has always been a substance, that my family could kind of pick off of. I mean, it was always, we always knew it was amazing, right? My family
Sure.
always, had this amazing
Now,
biscuit.
Adam, was the biscuit around every single holiday and everything in between? Was it a daily thing? Like the biscuits were like every morning? Tell me about it.
The biscuit is a delicacy, man. So obviously, like we said, my mom had 11 kids, right? So,
That's a lot of bacon, brother.
but it takes that motivation to rally the troops, right? I mean, so it was just a special moment. You wake up and you just hear, hey, the biscuits will be coming out in 10 minutes. I mean, those are special times, special memories. And you got to make it. It may be 5 in the morning, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, but whatever it is, I mean, you run to that table. So those all were, just special moments coming up in the Jackson household. And the biscuit recipe goes even deeper because, all right, so yeah, it brought everybody together in the Jackson household. But then my great grandmother made biscuits for her 40 plus grandkids and great grandkids. And that's what, and they still, my cousins, and they're out of Raleigh, this is out of Raleigh, North Carolina, but they still talk about, just eating those biscuits. So it brought everybody together, and I'm sure it quit quiet. I mean, think about having 40 grandkids running around the house. And those biscuits brought them all together, probably hushed them up for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this biscuit, it all made them, and it made them all feel good. They were able to go wherever they had to go, and knew that someone took the time to make them some made from scratch biscuits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, it's about sharing love, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing at Butterly. We're making something from scratch, handmade, Greg, handmade. And we're sharing it, we're going to share these biscuits with the world, letting people know, hey, you're loved. Like, I love you enough where I'm going to make these handmade biscuits for you, and I'm going to give it to you. It's much more than just giving out food. I mean, we're giving out love at the end of the day, Greg.
Yeah. And I respect that. I mean, you start from this beautiful narrative about a product that people, that folks in your family have enjoyed for literally generations, right? Yeah. You've literally enjoyed these biscuits for generations, the experience around them. Now offering them to the world. Now, as a business owner and the changes that you have to make, even aside from staff, to say, hey, family, we're going to go in, you're doing this, we're doing that. For you as an owner, let's talk a little bit about those first kind of pivots from a business structure and getting things rolling? Was it something that you self-financed yourself? Did you pool things together? What were some of those sacrifices that you may have made to really, really jump out now?
So let's go back just a little bit, Greg. As far as I want to talk about how I actually left Social Security Administration and actually got to doing Butterly full time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Let's bridge that. Awesome.
I had a tragedy in my family. My younger brother, as you know, my younger brother passed. He was 10 years younger than me. My younger brother passed. I mean, that tore me up, Greg. As you know, I mean, you've dealt with loss as well. So there's a time, that there's just a heavy, it's like a brick that's dropped on you, right? So, like I said, going back, we always knew these biscuits were amazing. But during that time, my mom actually showed me how to make the biscuits, Greg, and that brought therapy to me. And what also brought therapy was sharing it. So I'm making these biscuits and sharing them, and getting people's reaction of telling me how great they are, or just sharing that love, right? That made me feel good, and it also brought me back to that dream of always wanting to sell them and share them with the world. So so obviously death brings a lot of perspective, as those thoughts during that grieving process, and then the main perspective is, hey man, we only got one shot at this thing. If you're gonna do something, like do it. Like life, nothing is promised, but we have time now, and I'm gonna jump out here and sell these biscuits full time. I'm gonna have the best biscuits in the world. Like, let's do it. Let's take it to the top, because that's what we're all here for, to maximize our potential. We all have potential to do great things, and like, let's do it, man. So that's how I end up. And my mom, luckily, my mom had just retired as a school teacher.
Okay.
I ran it through her, like, hey, mom, do you want to do this biscuit business with me? She said, let's do it. She was ready. My brothers and sisters, they were ready. So, we took this thing head on. And, so that's how we actually got into actually making this thing a full-time business. Yeah.
Man, the timing of things, with your mom being there and being available, I'd say, man, I know that was a big help. And I'll share this, Edwin, through, our conversations associated with tragedy, even for me and losing my mother, and, dealing with a loved one and finding different motivations in that. Something that was really therapeutic for me, and I shared this with you, you wrote this beautiful piece, man, about your brother and experiences and being an older brother that really, really helped me at a time when you're looking for words to help you kind of communicate those things to the outside world. I mean, you've been able to do that, Adam, with your family, not just through the words, but also this product, which is, it creates this new chapter around so many different things that you have to focus on as a business owner. Even the responsibilities that you continue to have as a big brother, through continuing to write that narrative, man. So I just want to continue to thank you for being a friend in that space, brother, because, I think it's the way we openly communicate those things as friends that inspire other people to say, hey, if you're feeling a certain way, you can look to people that are around you to continue to help you build through tragedy, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit about how, going now as a very successful business owner, as you are selling out of products. I mean, you're available on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I mean, the evolution of, saying, hey, we're open, and now every day kind of selling out. The underlying theme around how people pivot in the space. Are you thinking about, more days? Are you thinking about longer hours? What are some of the current things that you're thinking about now, operation-wise, when it comes to Butterly on the pivots of certain things?
So along with being consistent, so that's okay. So along with being consistent, right, and doing the Wednesdays and the Saturdays, so you got to keep that. Obviously, that's one element.
Yeah.
But
and it's a good rhythm around expectation too, because I've been on both days. So yeah, I feel you. Go ahead.
So obviously, at this point, we're doing this pilot over at the Met, which is right in the West End at the Metropolitan Complex. It has been it's more of a test, more of a trial run. I'll say. So we're just trying out different products. what we want to do, Greg, we want to have our own brick and mortars. We want to, nationwide. And so, but we want to. This is the flagship, and the other, the flagship stores have to be here in Atlanta. So obviously, we want to grow, let our community grow us to get to that point. And that's going to, and obviously that's very important to us to actually, raise something here where we are part of the community and we're giving, providing jobs and opportunities for people.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the brick and mortar, even if that has to be, maybe food trucks before the brick and mortar,
Mm-hmm.
but then, we have sending out frozen biscuits.
Yeah, I saw that, Adam, man. That's a new offering that you guys
Mm-hmm.
kind of pivoted towards, so families can enjoy them, even in the comfort of their home.
Yeah.
Now, are the biscuits the same? I mean, is it the same kind of situation, man?
Check
Or
this out, Greg. Yes, they're the same. So they're actually made all the way through. They're very simple directions.
okay,
The biscuit, all you're doing is sealing it in aluminum foil, Greg. You can do it too. You seal it in aluminum foil, and you're baking it. You put it on 400, and you're baking it for 20 minutes. But the biscuit is already done. I'm not giving you dough, or
okay,
I'm not. The biscuit is made just like we make the hot ones, and all you're doing is wrapping it and warming it up. Then that steam is right there. I mean, all the feedback we received so far has been, grade A. So we have the hot biscuits, but then we also have a lane where we'll be doing we'll be in your frozen food section, local, and like some local, mom and pop stores.
Yeah, you've also pivoted towards merchandise as well. I've seen the merch become available.
Yeah, man, and the shirt. This is I had to change out of that one, but yeah, the shirt is going great. I mean, we want to be it's all about the brand, right? So I mean, we want our customers to be able to, wear our gear and just have that, make that commonality of, hey, you try the best biscuit too, huh? When they look at each other, somebody's wearing a shirt, it's like, hey, I've been there and I know a real biscuit. So that's what we want our shirts to kind of represent and kind of speak for us. People wear.
Gotcha. Tell me a little bit about the importance. You mentioned, the flagship business being in Atlanta. For those that are watching this and for those that know about Atlanta and how Atlanta is really in its tipping point for growth, how important is it to you to be a part of that culture of Atlanta, this new Atlanta conversation? And let me say this, I'm just as much old Atlanta as I am new Atlanta. That's the way I kind of kick it. I'm going to be here, raise my family here. But as new Atlanta comes in and Butterly is a part of that culture, what does that mean to you, man, as you build this thing up?
Greg, it means everything. I mean, I'm a true, native. And, some of my fondest memories growing up is going to the Morris Brown home. I mean, you can't fully describe what that meant to me as a kid. And for that to no longer be here, it's tough. I mean, obviously Morris Brown's still here, but that homecoming just,
it's different. Yeah, Morris Brown is still here. God bless Morris Brown. And for those folks that are watching that have attachments or alum of Morris Brown, but we know it's going through some things. I feel you, man. Even some of our friends, the mutual friends that went to Morris Brown, right?
Yeah. And I didn't go there, but like all my grandparents went there. But however, it brought about that Atlanta pride, right? Mm-hmm. And so we talk about old Atlanta and new Atlanta. New Atlanta comes in, they're looking for direction, Greg. And, people are moving here from Seattle, New York, whatever. So, and internationally, people are moving here. So I think knowing what old Atlanta was, the pride that we have to, I mean, we have to be a part of the new, right? And obviously we know it's not guaranteed that happens, right? And you got to fight to make that happen. So a part of Butterly is we're fighting, like we're in for it, like to all 12 rounds, like we're going to make sure we're part of that new Atlanta because it's not guaranteed. And you got to fight for it. So yeah, we're going to be the biscuit of Atlanta for this new Atlanta that's coming in. So
yeah. Man, one of the beautiful pivots that I saw you guys making. I know you offer different types of biscuits, and I certainly before we wrap, man, I want us to talk a little bit about what it is that you offer. We talked about my favorite, the bacon, egg, and cheese, right? But even when you think of what people associate Georgia with, the peach, right? It was real cool to see, you men the peach conversation with the biscuits, and man, it was just amazing to see it, to experience it, and they're pretty good, man, very good.
Thank you, Greg. I think we have we started off, Greg. So we've only been doing we've only been doing the pop up we're doing at the Met. We've been doing that for the past 2 months, but we started this last year. We started last September, and we started doing being a part of the farmers markets.
Okay.
Right now, we're part of the Grant Park Farmers Market.
Uh-huh.
Grant Park Farmers Market, and that allowed us to just build a relationship with local farmers here in the state of Georgia. So one thing we want to do at Butterly is still bring, shine more light on local farmers and, eating healthier and like fresh foods and, made from scratch. We just want to make that, a part of this new Atlanta culture as well. So
Sure.
you speak on the peaches, we want to get peaches and other produce and, other meats, that are locally raised and
Right.
implement those in our products to shine some light on that and also just support other, small businesses.
Sure. The partnership that you build with other businesses to incorporate those relationships in your brand, man, that's beautiful. That really, really is, man. Are there other businesses that you kind of come in contact with where, like opportunities at the Met, opportunities at the farmers market on the horizon where, other businesses might be present? Any other things on the horizon where you might be making, Butterly available from your relationship with other folks?
Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon.
Okay.
But always, every day, just as an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, those conversations matter, that networking matters. So yeah, there definitely, some things we have in the works. I want to speak on them, and then
Yeah,
they're
sure.
not. That's the enjoyment, that's the excitement I get out of being an entrepreneur, right? It's like something like there's could be a piece of gold right around the corner, but you don't know which corner it is. So just
Yeah.
pulling things together, use your resources and obviously in relationships. That's what makes relationships go.
Yeah. Even from, marketing is, and I mentioned that someone that reached out to me about a potential opportunity from a relationship, it's beautiful to see as well for those folks that may be watching this or tune in later that know that we're like entrepreneurs. My bad. The motion sensor, man. But that are entrepreneurs that say, as you move around in your space, just being open to connecting with people, because it could be the difference between, you offering something twice a day, 7 times a day, or completely going online. And so I think that's really, really good advice. Practical, even examples of how those relationships really matter. Yeah. And so when we look at, Butterly, the brand, when we look at how you built this family business out of things, let's talk a little bit and go deeper into Adam personally. As an owner, the person that, is making sure financially things are sound, operationally, the brand, internally, the way you spend your time. Have you found any adjustments that you've had to make, especially with the new dynamics of your family? What does that feel like for you now, different than how you started?
It feels, I'm gonna be honest, Greg, it's a lot. Just actually running a business and doing, you hear stories all the time, like I ran a business and I was, only slept for 2 hours and, you can sleep when you die. Like you hear those things, like, they're slightly true. They're very true because
now they're slightly true or they're really true?
They're true. They're true.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You have to be, it still has to, another entrepreneur, he told me, he said, it has to be sustainable. So when you see yourself getting to the point of you're getting 2 and 3 hours of sleep, so you have to take a step back and say, all right, am I real? Like, can I do this for 10 years? Can I do this for 20 years? Right.
Yeah.
So it has to be a lifestyle. Your business has to be a lifestyle. It just can't be, a 50-yard, a quick race or whatever. So it just has to make sense at the end of the day. So you have to have those little gauges, just to tone it down a little bit. But Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Butterly is on my mind 24/7. Waking up, going to sleep. It's a lot, and it's just a lot of work. And to actually make it profitable, is another thing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. So it's an everyday jigsaw puzzle. I'm learning a lot of things about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Just going through school and the work and just going through the working world. A lot of the critiques that you would get, from your managers or your bosses, like, you're
Yes,
this, you're
sir.
that. I mean, now, you kind of call yourself out like, wow, I guess I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. But it's cool because you like internally you have to correct those things, right? And you don't have anyone sitting right. You don't have anyone that's going to give you, that's that same kind of authoritative feedback, right? You have to kind of, I guess, coach yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And with that coaching, I got some good advice. You have to delegate. So things that I'm not so good at, that's where you have to know, all right, Adam, don't spend 2 hours on this thing. Go ahead and get somebody who can do it in 15 minutes. So delegation is key, as a local business. I'm a local small business. Oh yeah, I'm a local small
Yeah,
business.
yeah, yeah. So, but that's good advice, man. I mean, that's a good example of how you kind of changed since starting the process. Where that insight is important because if folks don't know that, they think that you had it all figured out, right? And so, as things mature and evolve, I think even the further reason for me and wanting to talk with people like you is that when we talk to each other this time next year, there'll be other opportunities that you may have kind of pivoted or redirected on. Let's talk about that. Let's see that, and even your customers will see those types of things, which lends me to one of the questions that someone had already through the chat. What are some of the best ways that customers can support you as a business owner through Butterly?
I'll say reviews, especially at this phase that we're in right now. Actually letting us know, Adam, this biscuit was just too good. I mean, it was too good. I need you to, tone it down a little bit. That was a joke. But, yeah, man, just reviews, man. Figuring out, like, we know the biscuit is good, but, just pairings or, toppings they would like to see on it, or, maybe packaging, or, just like whatever that's out there that the customer feels like, we could do a better job at, or just even
Mhm.
just, take it to that next level. Like I said, we're trying to
Yeah,
be up there, with the
yeah,
Chick-fil-A's and all the other stuff. It's not
yeah.
gonna be fast. We're slow food. However, yeah, I would just say feedback. Feedback is the most important things you can give, because it helps us try. Like,
Mhm.
sometimes a good friend will just call me and say, he'll give me some information,
Yeah.
about his experience, and that has helped, fuel, just fuel, a whole different avenue for us. And we receive positive, results based off, just a little
Yeah.
suggestion. So it go a long way. And obviously buying the biscuit, that's the main reason. That's the main way, our customers can
Yeah,
support us.
yeah, yeah.
Buy and telling
That's
a friend.
that's good, man. And even for me as a consumer, I've changed the way that in the digital world or more social media kind of driven space, from sharing to liking stuff or follow, even something as simple as following their page for new offerings or discounts. I think those reviews really, really make a difference because I find myself for those places that I really enjoy and want to see them be around. I'll plug into those things. And so I got to make sure I do that for you guys too, man. I don't know if I've done that yet outside of kind of social media, but that's really good insight for what customers that are watching this really enjoy your brand, or people that will in the future can continue to do also. So you mentioned the Chick-fil-A story, right? And a lot of folks from Atlanta kind of know that story and how they were birthed as a diner, and then kind of evolved in this singular item in the chicken biscuit, and kind of sprinting from there. When you look at those stories and how they inspire you, and on the other hand, kind of mentorship in the space, who are some of those folks that are outside of your family that are mentors, where you said, you know what, as I think about the next 6 to 8 months or even the next year, those are folks that I want to kind of continue to talk through. And they don't have to necessarily be names, but even if
Yeah,
there's some businesses locally or nationally that are really on this line where you say, man, that's really, really inspiring.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and name who everybody names because I mean they're just that hot.
And
Slutty
that's
V.
solid. You that type of, hey, look, man, that's solid, man. Let's get to it.
I mean, you can't fake the funk, man. Like obviously, Pinky is doing an awesome job.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
Slutty B. Mm-hmm.
I think the main thing is just like just putting her, just putting herself out there, and
Yeah.
I like the excitement that they build, around their product. I mean, and also like, I'm a big traveler, and I like that like she does the pop ups, from state to state. She just doesn't keep it locally, and she lets.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know she's on the track to kind of go on a national scale, but I like that she just goes and do the pop ups. Just to expose. She exposing people to her product. I think is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, they just
Also,
opened another brick and mortar in Jonesboro as well.
yeah,
So shout out to Pinky, man. Shout out to Ricky, the city manager down there, doing some awesome things as well. Young brother that's swinging for the fences and played a role in helping them get down there. So it's good.
yeah. And I like what Slim and Husky is doing as well. Slim and Husky, pizza
Listen,
spot.
boy. Listen,
Yeah,
they're right around the corner, man. And
yeah,
you gotta watch yourself, bro. Like you gotta watch that.
yeah,
It's one of those things where I go through and I mean you could throw all this stuff on top of them, man. Yeah. But they got a beautiful, when you walk in, their branding, their Atlanta kind of feel. Even coming they're out of Tennessee, correct?
hey, yeah, have some friends with them. Yeah,
Okay,
but
okay. But yeah, that's good.
yeah, just three friends. I think they started off with a trucking and moving service,
Okay.
and they eventually they sold the trucking service and started their first pizza spot. But restaurants, I like that they're also in the real estate game and they're helping build communities. So they're very strategic on their placement of their particular store. So as far as someone to look up to, I like what they're doing, and it kind of goes side to side. Even what Slutty Vegan is doing is they're conscious cautious of where just where the location is and who and uplifting. They're about the businesses uplifting a community instead of just taking away or just pulling from. So obviously, I want to implement some of those same things as as we look for our brick and mortars as well.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned this vision of yours of being, across the country.
Yeah.
And also being a traveler as well. I love to travel also, man. Like traveling is one of those things that I did early on, and now coming back to, soon to be, being married to another, Shawnee that loves to travel as well. When you think of international, what are some of the places or locations where you want Butterly to be represented internationally?
Got to hit the motherland.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm down to South Africa or Ghana or somewhere like that.
Mm-hmm.
And probably next, London.
London. Okay.
I'm doing a lot of research. I'm doing a lot of studying. There have been concepts, even like kind of on my scale type concepts that have gone on and done some international things. So we just want to fine tune ours as good as we can, and then send it out there. Because Greg, there's no one. Can you imagine like no one on the whole continent like having a product like yours? So I mean, and I just put a but like I guess you're in London and you have what do you eat over there? Scrumptious. It's the name.
Is it the crate? The crate? No, crate.
No, not even crepes. I mean, dropping a biscuit in the land of crepes. I mean, they're gonna tear it up.
Oh,
so,
yeah, it's crumpets. Our viewers are helping us out. Candace said fish and chips.
No, not the fish. Yeah, but yeah. So dropping fish and chips. I'm gonna drop that bacon, egg, and cheese over there. I mean, come on, man. Like, they will swallow it. So yeah, man, that's all part of the plan. I got to see that happen. It's all part of the vision, and yeah, that's where we're trying to go.
Indeed, man. When you ask that question, man, folks are tuned in, man. They immediately start to say tea and crumpets. Folks start, hey, look, the information started flying. I think folks are really, really waiting for the giveaway too, man. When I mentioned that, well, I saw it and I said, I don't know if he want to do that, but if he want to give something away, that's all good too. But folks are looking alive.
Okay, well that's good, man. That's good. We're asking some questions after we're done.
some of those what team did he play for type questions.
Man, let's do it.
Indeed. And so, we talked about the international landscape. We talked a little bit about local things. We talked about the products as well. When it comes back to Adam the person, aside from being a family man, aside from being a traveler, what does Adam like to do to really stay on the straight and narrow, man? I'm a golfer, right?
Yeah.
I'm a decent golfer. And when I think about golf, it's something that I just enjoy when it comes to the release of, whether it be, the business side of things or, the familiar type of things. What are some of those things that Adam enjoys, man?
Obviously, the family, and then, but outside of the family, I still play basketball, Greg, and
What? You still hooping?
I still play, man. I mean, yeah, any chance I can get. So obviously, a lot of the gyms and stuff have been closed. So I
Sure.
have outside of my house, behind my house, I have a little. It's literally a parking pad, and I have two Fisher Price goals. So we made a full court. I have two Fisher Price goals out there. But I keep the J. I keep everything in motion. So once everything opens back up, I won't be too far behind.
Now, are you more full court or half court nowadays?
Still on full court.
You still going full court? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Now I've tried to play with some guys full court, man, and it's been extremely tough. This is all kind of pre-COVID. My eyelids get tired trying to run up and down the court. So I think I'm a transition man. I'm saying this to like a more 3-on-3 type, half court type action. Because you can still get a good run in on 3-on-3, man.
Yeah, man, you can. I mean, shouts out to the big three and everything Ice Cube is doing. I get it. I get why it is 303, but I'm not there yet. I can still go full.
Indeed. And so, man, when I think about just the opportunities, man, for you and in the future of Butterly, I think it really is beautiful because you represent so many different things, not just specific to Atlanta, but this narrative around the family and how you taken what for generations your family has loved and now offering it to the world and wrapping it in this business case for people to say, hey, this thing is sustainable as well through the merch, through the products. Man, we got to get some stuff for the freezer to make sure we got 24-hour access to the brand and to the biscuits, man. What are some other things, before we wrap up that you want people to know about Butterly in the future? What are some of the things that you want people to continue to keep at the forefront of what it is that you're trying to build in a tangible brick and mortar and intangible sense? Let's start with the tangible, then go to the intangible.
Well, I think the main thing I just want people to know is that we are on a mission, and it's larger, and the mission is just just fulfilling a need, and also setting an example, right? So just the current climate we're in, even just with the city, right? So and seeing this old Atlanta, new Atlanta thing, and trying to be a part of that conversation. There are a lot of people looking up to us for us to do well, right? So like we do well, like I'm calling out Slutty Vegan or I'm calling out Slim and Husky. I mean, that's motivation for me, right? So obviously I want people to name, hey, you remember, Adam, they went to high school with, he started, like he was able to do it. Like if he can do it, like obviously I can motivate somebody else. I just think and just having our youth to be able to have another company that they could, talk about and come work for, and, just, I think the example is so important. And Greg, you've traveled, that Atlanta, like just our city provides way more opportunities than other cities, right?
Sure.
And obviously, we have our own challenges, but think about how our example will be looked upon, how people in other states and other cities will look up to us, if we're going to make it happen. So like just the importance and just the value, it's bigger than just Atlanta. It's just going, I mean, even like international, we say, I mean, we want to be just motivation, man. Just want to make it. Like, we got to make it so others can make it too, right? So yeah, man, I think that's just important. So then just having the brick and mortars and just being on store shelves and having our own stores. I mean, you got to do it all, man. And the bigger we do it, the bigger we make it, it's just going to bless and helps. It's just going to help. It's only going to do it just help everybody. Help the world for the most part, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Well, that's what we are going to do.
That's what you are going to do. That's what you're doing as well, man. I think the courage that it takes to, turn this thing that you love into something that other people can love as well. It's really, really beautiful, man. I think the more people got to hear those stories, and that's why these platforms are important, and that's why I think early on I wanted to talk with someone like yourself, because you've highlighted so many things around what motivates you. You've highlighted so many things about not just who you are, but what you've seen out in the world. And so be sure to support folks what Butterly has going on, man. I as a fan of this brother and his family, and even the product, man, you will not be left unsatisfied, man. I tell you, while I mentioned the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit several times, I like them all, man. The blueberry is awesome. The peach is awesome. And the regular biscuit, the regular biscuit, straight up made from scratch, that everyone can appreciate. You can tell the difference when you go in and out of other places. You can say, hey, look, like, this isn't from scratch.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And I've been feeling that my whole, throughout my travels, I always knew this isn't a biscuit, man. Come on. I would go to different places. It's like, you're kidding, right? So, the other restaurants, at the other restaurants, the biscuit is an afterthought, or a side item. But, it's our, that's our filet mignon. So, yeah, man.
Indeed, man. Tell people where they can find more information about Butterly, Adam.
They can visit our website, www.butterlybiscuits.com. They can check us out. They can check us out on Instagram at Butterly Biscuits. We try to keep the content, nice and entertaining.
Y'all made a good pivot on social media too, Adam. I like the pivot on social media, man. You guys have taken a lot more intentionality around. Put it this way, as a consumer, I can tell kind of how you navigated your social media. So that's really, really cool to see.
Yeah, well, it's important, man. It's important. Just that lane of advertising, showing customers who you are. So Instagram, Facebook, and you can also just word of mouth, man. Just after a while, you'll just be hearing, hey, you want to get biscuit, go over to Butterly. So that's another way you can kind of find it. Just ask around who has the best biscuit in the city, and you keep asking, it's gonna come around to us. So.
Oh man, awesome. So let's get to this giveaway, man. What is it that you want to give away today, man? What is it that's on your heart?
I mean, you mentioned the bacon, egg, and cheese like 4 or 5 times, so let's give away a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
My man.
All right. First question. As in people I can't see any comments or anything, but you can see them, right?
Yeah, I totally can. Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. I'll come up with the first question.
And I'll say this to those folks that are watching: if you're watching via Facebook, not on Zoom, unfortunately, you won't be a part of this particular giveaway. But maybe we'll do something for you later. But for those folks watching us via Zoom, I can see your comments kind of real time. And even if we, you're using a different username, I've got your email address, so I can get the information to you. So don't worry, just comment and answer the question.
Okay, here we go. What college did Adam go to? What college did I go to?
I think Sean has it. Now Sean said ASU. I mean, is that a?
That's valid. There's only one ASU. So yeah, Albany State Rams.
Okay, all right. So Sean, I got you. Now Sean, I can't see your full name. It's spelled S-H-U-N. I don't know if you know who that is.
Is Sean local? Are they local? If so, tell them I have a hot bacon, egg, and cheese, or chicken sausage. I have a whatever biscuit they want. They can come up to our pop up on Wednesdays or Saturdays, and I'll take care of them.
All right. Well, congratulations, Sean. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, Adam, hey man,
let's do a hat, man. Let's do a hat.
Oh, let's do a hat now. Can I jump in too? No, I'm not switching, man.
Let's do a brown. I got some new brown, like they're like a corduroy type hats. So
next time I push up, man, I'll be sure to grab. Yeah, I'll grab some stuff because I got
all our customers to be able to represent.
Yes,
so
sir.
They can help people. That's that. If you know, you know. All right. So next question. What was the first? We didn't talk about this, but this is for our true Butterly faithfuls out there. where was the first place that Butterly Biscuits had? Which farmers markets? What farmers market were we at first? And it's not Grant Park. So what was the first farmers market that we did? Which market?
We got a number of people logged in, but nobody's dropped anything yet.
Oh man.
Curb market.
No, that's not a farmer's market. We did a pop-up at the Sweet Auburn.
Sorry, Real Jewel. Sorry about that. Candace feels disqualified. Candace, you are disqualified. Okay. Now, Munya says DeKalb Farmers.
She's very close, but it's not the DeKalb. It's not DeKalb Farmers Market. She's very close though. Decatur, Munya got it. All right, Decatur Farmers Market. It was Decatur Farmers Market. Yeah.
There it is.
So Munya, she has a Butterly Biscuit brown, not this one, but a brown. One of our new. She has one that'll be coming her way.
That's crisp, man. I'm definitely picking one up next time I'm out there, man. I'll see about being out there Wednesday, man. We've got a pretty fast week. I'm actually getting married this coming Saturday, man. You know, I'm dating the episode, but man, I'm going ahead and doing it, man.
Do it. Salute. I'm so excited for you guys, man. It's been just a long time coming. I know you guys got hit, with the COVID thing and, working through that, but we're praying for you guys, and yeah, man, excited for you. I got some celebratory biscuits for you guys as well.
Oh, when you do the drive-by, just throw the biscuits out the window. But that's another. Yeah, we'll text that. I'll call you on that, man. Good deal. I'll catch those biscuits.
I got you. But, yeah,
but good deal. But appreciate it, man. Thank you. But Adam, man, I really, really appreciate your time, man. Grateful for the opportunity for us to have really a candid conversation about the brand, about you, man, and really learn more about what it is to expect from Butterly in the future. Again, folks, this has been Purpose-Driven Pivot. I appreciate y'all joining us, and we will see y'all soon. Our next interview will be with Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson with 4 Cure for Moms, who's been doing some awesome things in the advocacy space that you'll learn more about. Adam, I know you know Charles as well, and so we're looking forward to it. But Adam, any final words, man, before we sign off?
I just want to say thank you, Greg. This is, just doing this downtime is so important, just to stop and, talk to each other and just find out, we've all been ripping and running, but we're taking it's a good thing to do right now while we're all at home. And,
Indeed.
More confined is to just learn about each other. So once this world opens back up, boom, we can just put it right into action. So thank you for what you're doing. And, all the people that are surrounded by you, just your whole team, just thank you guys. It's needed.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. I'll be sure to send word back. All right, man. Well, hey, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day over that way at the Butterly headquarters, live from the west side. And take care, man. We'll see you soon. Matter of fact, I'll see you Wednesday.
Okay. All right, buddy.
All right, brother.